We lost it all. It's a little embarrassing that the season only lasted one episode, which is the most despicable thing about this whole situation, but at least that one episode we were able to get a lot done, right? And in case you missed that episode, here's a quick summary going over everything we accomplished. It started off like every other hardcore world. I was punching some trees, collecting my goodies, and dying. No. I was dying a lot. Like, a lot. I fell victim to an Enderman, Ender Dragon, and Iron Golems 3 different times until finally. Yes. I know it's not a big deal to beat the dragon in Minecraft, but...
She is very gorgeous to me!
So, of course, after that, I wanted to go raid end cities and harvest the bodies of my enemies for a bunch of shulker shells and elytra. That's one. Ooh, here's another one. Yoink. That's 2. Yoink. Those are some nice boots. Well, that's 3. We were loaded with loot now and had all the tools we needed to scout a build location. I found this nice little valley with a lake and this ring of mountains. It was one of those beautiful moments in Minecraft where I just got so excited thinking about everything I was going to build here. So that's exactly what we started to do. I gathered a bunch of materials and started to freehand some mountains while looking at a picture of the Grand Tetons. Seeing as this was my first attempt at a larger scale terraforming project, I was pleasantly surprised. They're a little flat still, but they are a good backdrop and that's all we needed them for. I looked at the F3 screen and couldn't believe my eyes. We are on day 228 already. I needed to get a move on for my build because I was tired of begging my villagers for more support.
Fair change.
I guess I was giving them lots of emeralds, but anyways, I'm getting distracted. I split the build up into 3 sections and an outline to make sure it fit right and then proceeded to build each section. So you can see the build is pretty simple on the outside. I went for more of a contemporary brutalist architectural style that looks overgrown. I used gradients to make it look a little decayed around the edges to speak to the state of the story of the environment we're going to build as the season progressed. But once you peel back the layers, you can see that I have an iron farm, a bamboo farm, a redberry farm, a honey farm, a cobblestone/basalt generator, and it was all connected up to a hopper minecart rail system that collected from all the farms and yeeted the loot into my chests. Except the iron golems, of course, they deserve a different outcome. I even had room in the basement section to squeeze in a lava farm, a tree farm, and a mini furnace array. Wow! My favorite feature of this build is that you could fly out of this little hole in the mountain on the side. That was just a happy little accident. That was all of episode 1, and we finished on day 500. Oh, you're still here? Consider subscribing and liking. It really helps my channel out, smile. Now for the real spicy part of the video, the beginning of the end. It all started with a hole. Not that hole, this hole. Last episode, we went down a mysterious cave hole thing and met a person who we named Bob, who convinced us to pull a lever to dupe rails. The outcome was foreboding, but more on that later. So for episode 2, I had planned for the foreboding consequence of duping rails would be that my world would be blown up by TNT Dupers. I don't know, I just wanted to make a big hole. I debated whether or not I should show anything from this project since I want to do it again, but you're probably going to forget all of this by the time I get around to it again, aren't you? So let's split this project up quickly into 2 phases. That'll be the planning phase and the execution phase. In the planning phase, I was thinking about the shape of the hole, and I first thought of a square shape, of course, but then I heard a voice in my head. You must be different. So I decided to make it diagonal. But how was I going to make a giant diagonal hole? Naturally, I went to ask the SciCraft Discord community for a diagonal TNT trencher because I thought I could just line a couple of those up together and that would do the job. Alright, but I wasn't going to dig it by hand, and actually someone had already tackled this problem. I'll place some slime here. No, I have no idea what I'm doing. What is it? What is that sound?
In 1.11 and 1.12.
None other than Ilmango himself. It was an older version of Minecraft, and he showed us a design that was only half finished because it only traveled going one direction. I need it to go 2 directions and return automatically like the straight TNT Dupers do. Well, let's see what I can come up with here. It does work, but it's expensive and slow. I'm 6 hours into this now, and then I realized I could just offset straight Dupers to make an overall diagonal shape. I decided to use this design by Kalehameron. I'm sure you've seen it before, but I'll leave a link below for you if you haven't. I modified it a little bit at the return station to make it a little bit easier for me to build since I was going to have to build a lot of them. Now off to the hardcore world to finally start the execution phase. Right around the corner from my outpost, I started making the outline and decided to make it more of an organic shape in the end because of what I had planned for the build inside the hole. But yeah, then I made 13 Dupers to test everything out because I've never done something like this before and I wasn't sure if it would melt my computer or something. Surprisingly, my computer held its ground well, and this was the moment where I was having so much fun watching the Dupers work. Now it was time to pump up the production. Everything was going smoothly. During this process, I found out I had picked a very good spot because there are hardly any underwater caves. The Dupers were much quicker to build than I originally thought, and we made a new friend. It was around day 700 I ran into my first problem. I had built the last TNT Dupers too close to the bottom and they were malfunctioning. I was so close to finishing, I could taste it, but I needed to do some repairs first. No, it's gonna get killed. Oh my god. So there you have it. I lost it all to a TNT Duper in less than 1.5 seconds, which was the time it took for me to fall off the Duper, pop a totem, and die immediately after. The crazy part is though, I actually predicted this to happen. Remember the foreboding lever I was talking about earlier? Well, that was the thing that cursed me to die in the first place. That scene wasn't foreshadowing the next episode, it was foreshadowing my own demise. At least that's what I tell myself to sleep at night. And the silver lining is that I streamed this chain of unfortunate events live on Twitch. Go over there and give me a follow if you want, because this probably won't be the only time I do something silly live. Subscribe, have a good day, bye!